is now my pleasure to introduce the graduating class speakers, starting with the undergraduate speaker, who also is a recent graduate in international business and psychology. I now call on Monik Chaudhry.
Since we've been cheering so much, I'm going to do one of mine. It's art here. It's what Pat had created for the basketball team. And everybody knows this? Does everybody know this? Yeah? Okay, I'm going to say, who are we? And you're supposed to scream AUP. Who are we? AUP! Who are we? AUP! Who are we? AUP! Okay, now I'm going to start my speech. Today, as we stand at the threshold of the world, the following words by Rudyard Kipling summarize everything that we can be armed with. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. In that one moment when we graduate, we will go on from becoming, or we have become, students to alumni, from being jobless to unemployed, and our present will become a part of endless memories. Our time at AUP was beautiful, and it is only fitting to relish each moment. Whether it is stumbling into class at 9 a.m. with one eye still asleep, or hearing Mark's advice about getting a French lover to improve our French, there is no dearth of memories to reminisce about. I feel the urgency of those memories to come forth. In the past 4 years, the world saw a lot of monumental changes. The United States elected their first African-American president. The world markets plummeted, and people across the globe experienced the consequences. A new sensibility dawned on us as the myth of the infallibility of economic superpowers was broken. Further, we saw one of the biggest revolutions of our times in the Arab Spring last year. It is as if the world has been preparing the stage for us and beckoning us through such events by reiterating that nothing is impossible. The class of 2012 has seen it all. We've been through good times and bad. When we came in, most of us were awed by the ease with which students lived here. We hoped that all our fears were baseless, and that we build the same camaraderie in our time here. I can't remember when the experience stopped being foreign. Even with only the barely passable French skills that some of us have scrounged, we have found a home here. This big family, 75% of which are moms, sisters, maybe future wives, has come to mean more to us than anything else that we have experienced. We have done what every other class does. Finished papers 5 seconds before deadline, been under the influence of coffee for days on end, written papers while being under the influence of the same thing, hibernated in the library for the last week before exams, negotiated deadlines with professors, and celebrated the end of exams for longer than we actually studied for them. Yet, 4 years later, as I stand at the other end of the line, I look back to find we've gained so much more. Be it clubs, the student media, or the student government, we were never afraid to step up. We have left an imprint in not only the hearts of those around us, but in every sphere. Our love did come forth in somewhat unconventional ways, but it was there. Anecdotes of tough love in the Senate, going to class jet-lagged from a 30-hour-long flight, and even singing happy birthday for Ashkan at opportune moments are abundant. And they all reinstate just one thing, that we were there unwaveringly. For a school to change, institutional changes are not enough. The students have an equal role to play. AUP has changed, and our class has been at the center of it. This university is the answer to all of the world's problems. Borders and boundaries cease to exist here. We defy all stereotypes that the world has. An Israeli and a Palestinian can be best friends here. An Indian and a Pakistani are best friends here. People come to AUP after having spent the majority of their lives in different countries, war zones, and whatnot. And I came in wishing to have a story as dynamic as some of yours. I wished that I had lived across the globe, seen parts of the world that were yet to be discovered, and been on adventures. I did not realize that just by coming to AUP, I was making a story of my own, full of friends whose adventures I lived through vicariously, hoping that one day, when I graduate, I will lead a life like that. This is what AUP gives to you. It gives you the dreams, the desire, and the passion to make the world your own. It gives you the need to never settle, to strive for more, to move from one end of the race to the other effortlessly, and amidst that all, to constantly evolve. The spirit of AUP is to experience life to the fullest, to take challenges with open arm, and to make change a way of life. It runs in our blood, and it will remain with us for as long as we live. My emotions get ahead of me when I try to sum up the past 4 years. No, I'm not going to sing the often misquoted Good Riddance by Green Day or Time of My Life by the Black Eyed Peas, but it is a bittersweet moment. Here, as memories rush to the fore, trying to tell us, this is not the end. We will stay with you forever. The biggest memory is being formed. Congratulations, graduating class of 2012. We have just made history. Thank you. You want to do the cheer once again? Do we?
Lost a hat. Thank you, Monik. It's now my pleasure to introduce the graduate speaker who is a recent graduate in global communications. I now call on Joel Mandina.
That's my hat right there, actually. First of all, thank you all very much. Second of all, I would like to say that I am wearing pants under here. I know it's been a big question. So anyway, this was a pretty hard thing for me to do, and I'm not talking about crafting this graduation speech, even though that was very difficult to sum up some of the smartest, most intellectual, passionate, powerful, sexiest, smartest group of people that I've ever met in my life. Now, what I am talking about is what everyone here has done. They packed their bags, they left their homes, they said goodbye to their families, they quit their jobs, not always the hardest thing in that part, and they moved to France. Paris. The first time I was here was right after 9/11, and I came back home, and the one thing I had to say was that the rumors are true. It's the capital of fashion and culture, gastronomic paradise, city of lights, and the reputation for romance. But for us here, it was a little bit different. We weren't just visitors. The Champs-Élysées was our main street, and we told the time by the sparkling of the Eiffel Tower. Of course, as you all know, we faced the flip side, the minefields of dog waste. That's an understatement. Le Grève and the strikes, and the linguistic and cultural differences that made Paris just as complex as ourselves. To be honest with you, I still cannot get out of Starbucks properly with those doors. A good friend of mine dubbed the expression WTF, but instead of what the, it became Welcome to France, a place where it can take months to get a cell phone. You never know how much exactly is in your bank account. Even right now, I don't know. and your Anglophone abilities can be a detriment to that little customer service you may be receiving. In Paris, we became elite soldiers outfitted in the cosmopolitan uniform of Parisians. Scarf, coffee, Navigo, and a well-placed pardon with an elbow in the metro. Like it or not, Paris is just as much a part of the story as the rest of us. And see, she certainly will be missing a little je ne sais quoi with the departure of this group of diverse citizens. If Paris was our ship, then our parents back home were our anchor. And I'm sure most of you parents here have received frantic calls from your children about the difficulties of being a Paris-based expat. And about the money thing, too. Someone referred to you parents as a new breed. Parents that send their children out into the world with hopes of being the best that they can be, even if it means that instead of being home for the holidays, they're in the middle of a cyclone in India. My mom would have died. Mentally, emotionally, and let's not forget financially. Thanks, Dave. We could not have done it without you. And we wouldn't be the people we are, those interesting, passionate, and powerful people I mentioned before, without interesting, passionate, and powerful parents. Parents and families, thank you to all for getting us to this point. I'm on their champagne, baby. While we were here, most of us the farthest away from our parents as we've ever been, even though of us on the older side, we found a new set of guardians in the AUP faculty and administration. We were guided around French museums by Harvard-trained academic Julie Thomas, who leaves us this year, as mentioned. We learned the values of broadcast news from CNN's on-air correspondent. We learned about fashion from professionals from Donna Karan and Armani, while simultaneously we studied Middle Eastern society from ambassadors and learned about the Arab Spring from a PhD who studied in Tunisia. Also, I would be especially remiss without mentioning our eternal den mother and the quickest responder to my many frantic emails, Sinead. I don't know where she is. Special thanks for helping us survive. This group guided us through this experience, and it is through them that we can truly call ourselves masters in our chosen fields. Faculty, Paris, and parents. But now we're on to the most important part of the equation, ourselves. And we, like our parents, are a new breed as well. When my friends at home come to visit, I warn them that when they meet my Parisian circle, they are entering into a world of high-fashion 007-style diplomats who are sophisticated, cosmopolitan, and worldly. These are people who speak multiple languages, have dual citizenships, and experiences on the global scene. Conversations at dinner parties are held in multiple languages. People know what was shown at Milan Fashion Week because they were there. People can speak about the Arab Spring because they were there. People can talk about the Cannes Film Festival because they were there. And actually, one of my friends is there right now. Last night it was interesting because I saw a Dutch brother sitting next to an Italian father. And no matter what acronyms you're part of, the EU, the USA, the AUP, we're all getting ready for that big JOB. And someone's mom owes me a drink for saying that, by the way. Multiple graduates of ours have worked at the United Nations. And from the State Department to Stella McCartney, AUP graduates are becoming key players in some of the world's most prominent organizations. And Gerard is single-handedly taking over Dusseldorf. He said he would beat me up if I didn't say that. All bragging aside, this experience has been the best of my life, both professionally and personally. And I feel like even the Mayans couldn't have predicted the synergy, bonds, and emotion between the graduates here today. This time, this place, and these people are truly something special. And at some point, the bonds between us grew away from colleagues and friends, and we became our own family. My brother's in the MNDC, my sister Couture, Mama Chantal, and my workout buddy Shannon, and all the rest of you. You will never get rid of me. You can insert your own Modern Family joke wherever you want. When one of us moved, got sick, got robbed, that's me, got engaged, not me, needed money, dealt with culture shock or Paris syndrome, I call it Carrie Bradshaw syndrome. I didn't fall into you or maybe Collins a couple times. Needed a shoulder to cry on, a friendly ear, a juice partner, tough love, or a drinking buddy. The others were there. As I mentioned, there was a difference between you guys and my friends at home. They've heard me say it before. This experience has brought us so close. The good, the bad, and the Jomar. It's been like 5 years of friendship crammed into one. No one will ever quite share what we shared, and you are all my brothers and sisters. This was not just grad school, it was the experience of a lifetime. Merci, au revoir, ciao ciao, bisous, bisous.